Hello, this is Prince of Somnia, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. Last time, we explored Lily Cove City. Basically, just spent the entire episode dicking around, honestly. In this episode, I want to show off the Safari Zone real quick. So basically, it works just like it did... Excuse me. Just like it did in Fire Red and Leaf Green in this version of the game, where you have a certain number of steps, as well as a certain number of balls, and you can only use the balls and Pokeblocks and stuff like that to capture Pokemon. Now, as I was saying with Pokeblocks here, you could throw them into a Pokeblock feeder, and it'll have a chance of attracting different Pokemon to the area around it. I'm not entirely sure what the mechanics are, but that's basically how it works. There are, as you might imagine, a ton of Pokemon you can catch here, and there's also a ton of Pokemon you can catch here in the remakes, too. Although, in the remakes, the Safari Zone is basically just an area that works like any other with Pokemon for you to catch, honestly. There's so many Pokemon here that I'm not going to buy them all. Instead, I'm just going to have like a little graphic pop up explaining what Pokemon kind of happen here. That's honestly all I really want to do with the Safari Zone, because there's so many Pokemon here. Also, don't come in here with repels, just FYI. Additionally, here in the Safari Zone, you can also get your hands on a Mega Stone for Absol, if you so care. Mega Absol is, like Absol, a Pokemon that I want to love, but have a little trouble loving. Unfortunately, Mega Absol doesn't get the Super Luck ability. It has Magic Bounce, I think, instead, where basically any status moves get bounced off of it and back onto the user. It's a good ability, I just like having crits a lot more than having that ability. Whether or not you use Mega Absol is up to you, though, as with everything, honestly. Since I'm out of Pokeblocks, I can't really use a Pokeblock to distract the Natu, so I'm just gonna throw balls until it catches. That's my strategy for Safari Zone, is to just lob balls until I get bored. It's a terrible strategy, don't do it. I mean, it worked, but it's still a terrible strategy. Now, unlike the Kanto's Safari Zone, I don't think there's anything actually important that you can find in this area. There's no HM for strength or anything like that. If you're planning on exploring the whole thing, you're probably going to need one or the other bike. Right there, I think you need the Acro Bike. I think there are other areas where you need the Mach Bike. And I believe you need both in the remakes in order to actually do everything. Or you could just look for a Wobbuffet here. I don't like Wobbuffet. When I was a kid, my first encounter with Wobbuffet cost me my Alakazam. It was level 100, and it lost to a Wobbuffet. You can just imagine how angry I was after that. And I was at Cerulean Cave, and that was my strongest Pokemon, and it just went down in one hit because Wobbuffet. It was not a fun day, viewers. Anyway, that's all I really care to show off in the Safari Zone. I'm gonna leave, because there's nothing here I want, and there's nothing here I want to show off, either. Let's move on to where I actually want to go, Mount Pyre, and reapply repels, because... I still can't get over the music in this area. Yeah, Bahamut. So this is Route 122. It's really short, and there's nothing new here, so don't worry about it. Our destination is this mountain. Mount Pyre. It's pretty spoopy, not gonna lie. Oh, so this is the Pokemon Tower of this game. Over that way is where we're supposed to go in order to continue with the plot, but there's more to the interior of Mount Pyre that I want to explore, so I am going to explore. Oh. I think that's just the cleanse tag, which repels wild Pokemon. It's too bad, though. The bag's full. Let's see here. I want to switch Kip up front for this. Because we've got battles here. But other than that, yeah, I do want Kip to evolve next. 1500. Damn. That's a long way away. Haha. Are you afraid of the spoopy ghosts? Xander? Well, it's spelled with a Z, Xander, but still! Yeah, let's take these two out. It sounded wrong. Hey! Bahamut's evolving. Into Vibrava. Awesome. We're only 10 levels away from becoming the awesome dragon. Maybe not the awesomest dragon, but still an awesome dragon. What? I'm a real dragon! I couldn't resist. Anyway, we're gonna learn Dragon Breath. No, it has nothing to do with my breath. I'm gonna get rid of Sand Attack. Thankfully, I think now Vibrava has more special attacks, so Dragon Breath and Crunch are gonna do a lot more for us. Can you learn Fly yet? You're not Flygon yet, so I don't know if you can learn Fly. You can! Awesome! I'm gonna teach it Fly. Let's see. I'm gonna get rid of Feint Attack with that. Yeah, Feint Attack. Is it really 70 power? I thought it was more than that. Maybe it is in the remakes. But anyway, now Bahamut has spread his wings and learned to fly. I could make a Parks and Rec joke with that, but nah. Let's see. We'll organize them like that. Now Kip's up front so that we can get good. Ultra Ball could come in handy. Oh, rip. Rip might not be the best thing to say in a dungeon like this, actually, now that I think about it. Yikes. You're a child! I'm pretty sure you're a child. Man, could you imagine if there was like a gym leader, or a trial captain, or an island trial or something like that? Or a kahuna with a Wobbuffet as their, like, star Pokemon? Like, in order to best me, you have to best their frickin' Wobbuffet? God, that would be so annoying. I have nightmares just thinking about that thing sometimes. Let's see. Oh! Pokemon breeders. I don't know why the game thinks it's necessary to give Pokemon breeders like 6 Pokemon. Oh, but God, does it take forever to get past those. Pfft. That's hilarious. My Super Repel wears out only to give me another Super Repel. Wow, Kip's actually getting really close to level 36. Is it just me, or am I just getting a lot more experience these days? Maybe there's just higher experience Pokemon in this area, I don't know. I mean, I can't say I'm complaining, mind you. It's really nice getting experience for once. Maybe it's because I'm not switching out as much just to get experience for other Pokemon. That, honestly, probably helps more than anything. F you, F you, F you, I lost. Whatever. Let's heal up a little bit. I could use it. We're really close to level 36 on Kip now. This battle will do it. It's time. It's finally time. Kip's evolved all the way to Swampert. Aw, man. Fully evolved starter. It feels like... Actually, it doesn't really feel like yesterday since we got Kip, because that was like months and months and months ago, but man, it feels really good! Finally. Technically, Cassiopeia needs the levels, so I'll throw her out front. Alright! I mean, we're so close to having the, well, okay, we're not that close to having the team fully evolved, but we're pretty close. And right there, we get TM30 Shadow Ball! The real reason why I decided to climb this way. Let's see, who can learn Shadow Ball? Unfortunately, Shadow Ball is a physical attack, not a special attack. But it is still pretty decent for... yeah, that figures. You know what? Why not? No one else is gonna learn it, and it might be useful, so... yeah, I'll teach you Shadow Ball, even though it's a physical attack. You have the adamant nature, it'll be fine! It probably won't be fine. Anyway, drop down this hole. And this is a Lax Incense. Okay, yeah. What does that do? Slightly lowers the foe's accuracy. I believe you have to hold... wait, no, that doesn't do that in this game, because Snorlax doesn't... okay, never mind. Never mind, ignore the ramblings of a Gen 7er. I guess. Sea Incense, that lets you breed Azurils out of Marils if you so care. Beyond that, I don't, though. The Lax Incense in the remakes will let you breed Munchlaxes out of Snorlax. But again, I'm not worried about that. Alrighty then, I guess that's just about everything we can do in the interior here. I wanted to get Shadow Ball. In the remakes, I think the Metachamite is also located up there. But since we haven't talked about Metatite yet, then I won't talk about Metacham. Or Mega Metacham. Well, actually, speaking of Metatite, that's one of the new Pokemon you can catch up here. Ooh, just give me a second, viewers. Okay, so as for the new Pokemon here on Mount Pyre, first up we've got Metatite, which we've seen a lot of before. It's basically a psychic fighting type with an ability that works just like Marill's ability, where it doubles its base attack stat. I've tried using Metacham before. I wasn't that big a fan of it. The thing about it is that its stats are balanced, which, but they're also all low, which kind of puts it at the sort of jack of all trades, master of none category, even with pure power boosting its attack stat that high. As a Mega Metacham, it keeps the same ability, pure power, and it gets a lot of stat bonuses, so even though its Mega base stats look kind of like, well, like Flygons, to be honest. Keep in mind that that's basically working off of 200 base attack power under standard conditions, so that's pretty handy. Up next is Vulpix, which used to be a really good Pokemon way back in Generation 1, but sadly these days it's just not quite as good. Its highest stats upon evolution are Special Defense and Speed, which is kind of nice-ish. It makes Ninetales a little bit more bulky, especially on the special side, but other than that, its attacking stat is decent at best. Not spectacular, but still pretty decent. Last but certainly not least, Mega Bayonet, which you can find the Mega Stone for up here on the peak of Mount Pyre. Mega Bayonet gets a boatload of attack to work with, which is really nice because, well, that's its role as a physical attacker. At an 165 attack, it certainly does that role pretty damn well, other than the fact that it's a little on the slow side and it doesn't have that much HP, so you gotta watch out for that. But other than that, I think it's a pretty decent choice for ghost types. I personally prefer the Duskull line because, you know, it's the classic, but if you do want to go for it, hey, more power to you. I will say that in the remakes, not all of its ghost type moves are physical, so you gotta watch out for that. You gotta make sure you're actually using physical moves, but other than that, I think you should be fine. And the Prankster ability it has makes it so that all of its status moves have priority, which is really nice, and there's a lot of tricky, clever things you can do with that. Well, this is awkward. It seems that I've been running my mouth for the last 5 or so minutes with the microphone off because I had to blow my nose. Whoops. Well, that's awkward. It seems that I forgot to turn my microphone back on after talking for such a long time. Oy vey. Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just talk about all of the new Pokemon in this area as well as the Megas, just in post commentary. So, just to kind of make up for the horrendous screw up that I just had right there. So, without further ado, post commentary, talk about stuff, go! Okay, good, we're back. And my phone's going off, because I still haven't learned my lesson about phones and recordings and whatnot, apparently. Well, this is making me a little bit flustered, not gonna lie. Got a lot of vitamin stuff, so let's go ahead and use our vitamin stuff. Hey! Let's go ahead and use our vitamin stuffs. What is Ink Boost? Special Defense. Let's go Cassiopeia with that. And then I think Carbos is Speed, so we'll boost Strike, I think. There we go. So let's take on this Aqua Goon. This goon from Team Aqua. Zubat! Dude, you're gonna need a much better Pokemon to take me down. Just saying. In fact, I'm pretty sure this thing is not gonna survive that Psychic. It doesn't. Goodbye, have a nice life. Seriously, dude, get a better Pokemon. You know, part of me kind of wishes that we could see Team Magma and Team Aqua fight each other right here. Or maybe even have like a battle where you get to fight a Magma Grunt and an Aqua Grunt together, and then they get to attack each other. I don't know, maybe that was just beyond them or something like that. Whatever. Clearly I'm just too cool for the game design. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. That's not what's... no. The idea of it is better than the actual execution. Why do you have the red orb? Wouldn't you guys need a different color? Oh, nuts. They stole your balls. That's great. they leave behind? A magma emblem! Wonder what that could be used for. Who knows? Probably has no practical use. Did we meet with a terrible fate? Sure. Yikes. Huh. We got a little bit of world building going on here. Also, how can you see all of Hoenn if, like, there's fog everywhere? I don't even know. Basically, yeah, let's get out of here. I don't think there's anything more we can do here now that we have the magma emblem. Oh, crap, that's right. We're not gonna get out of here just yet. There's a little bit more for us to explore down south. Down south. But yeah, basically now what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to head off to Jagged Pass. Do you remember way earlier in the game when we saw that suspicious-looking Team Magma Grunt standing around? That's where you're supposed to go next. I'm not sure how the game expects you to remember that, but that's where you're supposed to go next. We're not going to go there yet, though, because there's still more for us to explore down south of this area in the next episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald. See you guys then!